Welcome to the Near Still Waters podcast, where we journey together towards clarity and calm in the midst of life's storms. Hi, I'm your host, Susie Lubbers, a wife, a life coach, and a mama to 7 amazing grown children. Having homeschooled all of my children, including my special needs child, I've navigated the challenges of raising them and experienced the bittersweet moments of letting go. This journey has not been about teaching academics, but also about discovering how to find peace and purpose through every season of life. You can learn more about me and my mission at nearstillwaters.ca. In this space, we're dedicated to empowering moms. Whether you're in the trenches of homeschooling, navigating special needs parenting, seeking to rediscover your own passions after years of putting others first, you're not alone. Together, we'll explore strategies to bring clarity into the chaos of motherhood and uncover ways to cultivate calm within ourselves, even while accomplishing the hard things. Each episode will share stories, practical tips, inspirational guidance to help you embrace your journey with grace, resilience, and faith. So grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's step into a space of learning and growth. Welcome to the Near Still Waters podcast, where your journey to clarity and peace begins. So today we're just going to continue with our burnout discussion. And I really think this is an important part of homeschooling to navigate the difficulties of burnout. I really firmly believe that all homeschool moms will experience burnout at some point in time. It's a demanding job, and it tends to make us burn out more maybe than your average household because you're with them 24/7, and it can be a difficult journey. So how can you find your way back to joy and connection, not feeling burnt out and overwhelmed, as many of us do to some degree or another in our homeschool journey? Are you feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and disconnected? Well, I think it's important for you to realize that you are not alone at all. Many of us have, and I would say even maybe all of us have navigated to some degree or another the murky waters of burnout. You may feel like your passion for teaching and nurturing your children seems to be overshadowed by fatigue and self-doubt. I just want to give you a gentle reminder that your well-being is crucial and that it is possible to rediscover joy and connection within your homeschool journey. In my experience with my burnout, it was profound and very painful, affecting my effectiveness as a mom and a wife and an educator. The guilt of feeling like this, I had failed my family, was overwhelming. But through this struggle, I've also learned that healing is not a one-time event. It's a daily commitment to nourishing yourself and reestablishing connections that sustain us on a day-to-day basis. So burnout is not something you can just get over and be done with. It's something that you're going to have to probably go back to again and again to reassess and make sure that you are providing yourself the nurturing you need to get through the burnout daily, weekly, yearly. You'll have to reassess and reconnect with yourself again and again to make sure that you're providing yourself the things that you need to keep you in a state of balance rather than in a state of disconnection. What are the roots of disconnection? Well, the Bible teaches us that disconnection began in the earliest days of human history, and it persists in our broken world. This disconnection is not meant to be a permanent state. Rather, it's a challenge for us to live in a connected way with God, to our loved ones, to ourselves, navigating life with grace and intention. And I know for sure that we all desire that connection with God and with ourselves and with our family. So let's try to delve into how to get there. It won't be perfect. Life is not perfect. But the more you can learn, the more you can find yourself in a state where you are more content and connected. My burnout story was deep and difficult and long. It came between me and my family and my homeschooling. I think I became ineffective as a homeschool mom and a wife and the nurturer of my home. And I felt devastated because of it. I felt like I had failed everyone, including myself. I needed healing to get myself from a state of disconnection to a state of wholeness. This is, like I said before, this is not a one-time healing, but a thing that must be accomplished on a daily, monthly, yearly, and even lifetime. So we continually have to be reassessing what state we are in at that particular time, and then take steps to make us get to the point where we are in a state of connection. We are all actually in a state of disconnection. It's in all of us at some point of time in our life. The state of disconnection happened in paradise when Adam and Eve sinned and fell from God's grace. And it will be with us till the day that we die and meet with our loving Savior in eternity. It's a blessing actually to think there will not be a state of disconnection forever. And it's only in this life that we will experience this. So how do we understand homeschool burnout? Well, as you all know, homeschooling is a uniquely demanding. It's a vocation that combines the roles of parent, teacher, and often in many situations as a leader of not only our children, but those around us. We all have an intuitive sense of what burnout is. We know how we feel when we are burnt out and how we crumble both physically and mentally, and also spiritually in a lot of cases. There was a man called Herbert Freudenberger, and he gave us 3 components to what burnout is. And he gave us these in the year of 1975. So it was quite a few years ago that he did this, but it still is relevant today. He said that in burnout, there is emotional exhaustion, and it's a fatigue that comes from caring too much for too long. He said there's a state of depersonalization, which means that in a state of burnout, we will begin to have a lack of empathy or caring and compassion for those around us. The third thing that Herbert said came with burnout was also a decreased sense of accomplishments. And in what we were doing, there was a state of futility. Have you ever felt that what you're doing is futile to a point you don't even care anymore? It could be that you're struggling with burnout and exhaustion. Burnout, I think, is becoming more and more prevalent as life becomes more complicated and we become busier and busier. And unfortunately, also, the food that we eat is becoming more unhealthy. There's so much food out there that have so much in it that it does not work with our human systems. So then the big question, of course, is how do we reconnect with ourselves and to what we want to do as a homeschool mom, as a wife? And there's 3 very important things that I would like to focus on today. And the first one would be prioritize self-care. As a homeschool mom, it's easy to put everyone else's needs before your own. Start by carving out time each day for activities that replenish your spirit. And I would say some of the most important things to replenish your spirit would be reading, journaling, praying, or simply sitting quietly and reflecting on yourself, on your tasks, and where you need to be in a state of care for yourself. The second thing I think in reconnecting to yourself is seeking connection with others. It's important to seek connection with other homeschool parents who understand the challenges you're facing. Also, sharing experiences and solutions can help lighten your emotional load and reintroduce you to the joy of homeschooling. And the third thing that I would say is very beneficial in helping you to overcome burnout is embracing the small joys of life. Find joy in the small moments. Don't look for big things to bring you joy. Just look for the small, everyday things to bring you happiness. A child's smile, a successfully completed lesson, a successfully completed homeschool day, quiet coffee break. These are bits of happiness that can be powerful in helping you overcome the feeling of lack of joy and burnout within your life. Are you navigating the rewarding but challenging journey of homeschooling? Do you sometimes wish for guidance tailored just for you and your family's unique needs? Hi, I'm Susie Lovers, Christian homeschool life coach, and I'm here to help you find clarity and peace in your homeschooling adventure. Join me on my podcast, Near Still Waters, where we explore the joys and hurdles of homeschooling with faith and love at the center. And here's something special just for you. I am offering a free one-on-one coaching session to help personalize your homeschooling experience, ensuring that it aligns with your family's values and goals. Whether you're looking for fresh teaching strategies, need help balancing your day, or want to deepen your self-awareness techniques, I'm here to support you. This is more than just advice. It's about building a community and growing together in faith and knowledge. Spaces are very limited, so don't wait. Visit nearstillwaters.ca or click the link in the episode description to schedule your free session today. Also, I'm offering a $27 course on children's different learning needs. So there's different ways that your children learn, and it's very important for you as a parent to discover what that is. I've created a course with a beautiful, full-fledged e-booklet to go with the course. It's just a mini course. It won't take long to get through, but the knowledge is abundant. Go to nearstillwaters.ca, click on the Unleashing Potential, find Nurturing Your Child's Learning Style. You will be able to download for $27 this small mini course, along with a beautiful workbook that you'll be able to go back to again and again, and you will be able to help your child in a way more effective way as a homeschool parent. This is a must-have for every homeschool parent, all at the low cost of $27. Get your copy today. How do we get so exhausted from our emotions? Emotions happen in response to something that you're stimulated from. Could be a thought in your head or something that happens in your environment instantaneously. You will have a whole body reaction. Your body creates a whole psychology, and just about every system in your body responds to the chemical and electrical cascade activated by that stimulus. Emotions will end on their own if you go all the way through them. And that's very important. Exhaustion happens when you get stuck in your emotions. Getting stuck on repeat leads to a pile up that over years and maybe decades takes your body, mind, and spirit further and further from a state of balance and alignments. So how do we go from a state of disconnection to connection? You need to create safety. Safety so that you can heal your body. Humans are wired for connection. From the time we are born, we need connection to thrive emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually. The need for connection is not woo-woo. It's legitimate neuroscience. Our most routine encounters act as regulators to the brain, priming our emotions. The connectedness we experience in our relationships impacts the way our brain develops and performs. Our innate need for connection means that the consequences of disconnection are real. Connection is a requirement for safety, for your brain to register that I am safe. Safety is not necessarily a lack of threat. Safety is a presence of connection. Safety is trust. You feel unsafe when there's a lack of connection. And this is two-directional. Safety, connection, and trust with yourself and with others around you. Safety means that your nervous system can relax. Your defenses can come down, and you can get into a mode that allows you to smile, listen, and be present, whether this is with yourself or with another person. Safety comes from connecting with people in a manner that you feel that you are seen, heard, and valued. There is an energy to this. I call it holding or attunement. For this healing force to be encouraged and activated, it has to be developed from the inside, and it has to be attuned from the outside in at least one relationship that's safe to you. Healing that disconnection to your sense of self is where the healing and connection begins, and you will begin to go from burnout to calm. Your body holds wisdom about your emotional and physical state. Learning to listen to its signals can guide you to better health and a deeper understanding of yourself. So it's important to do several things. You have to do daily check-ins with yourself. Take a moment each day to assess how you're feeling. This is where journaling comes in. How do you feel emotionally? How do you feel physically? How do you feel spiritually? These are important things for you to be in tune with every day. And I would suggest that in your morning, take time to journal. And if you can't do it in the morning because you're busy with the children, find time in the afternoon. If you can't block if you block morning time, and you didn't get it done, make sure you block 2 times where you can get some of this self-care work done, so that when you can't do it in the morning because of crying children or busy, that you can say, okay, I didn't get it done this morning, but I do have a time blocked off this afternoon or this evening that I will make sure that I get to be in tune with who I am and what my feelings are doing right now. Another huge way to get rid of stress and begin to be in tune with yourself is mindful breathing, using breathing exercises to ground yourself during the stressful moments. If you are a mom with many children or several children that are very stressful in your homeschool, I advise for you to take time for calming breathing at least every hour. 10 breaths every hour will go a long ways in helping you through any difficulty that you are experiencing and stress that you are internalizing. It's important to create a safety net. Building a sense of safety and trust within your homeschool environment, whether it's online or in person, can transform your experience as a homeschool mom. I know it's very difficult when you have very little children and sometimes very many multiple children, but it's important to also establish routines. Predictable routines can provide a sense of security to you, and you can help you manage the stress, but not only yourself, but it also can help your family manage the stress when you create and establish routines. And another thing that's very important as a homeschool mom is to build supportive relationships. Cultivate relationships with other families and friends who affirm and support your homeschooling efforts. And if you can't find them in person, there are different groups online that can help you as mom to establish supportive relationships. Burnout doesn't define your capability or worth as a person or as a mother, as a wife, as an educator. All it is that it's a sign to you that something needs to change. Perhaps internally, perhaps in your approach, or perhaps something needs to change in your environment. Allow yourself grace as you make changes and you make adjustments to things around you. Remember, you're not striving for perfection here. It's impossible in this life to find perfection. And it's even more impossible to find perfection when you have a bunch of kids at home with many needs and a family around you and a household with appointments, with chores, with work that never seems to be done. You will never achieve perfection because every day things change. But if you set a goal, you're more likely to find a balance within your life than if you just let things ride, because that's when the surprises will take you off guard and keep you in a state of stress every day, all day, which will eventually lead to burnout to a lesser or greater degree. Your journey is not just about educating your children, but it's about growing and learning together in love and faith. Remember, you can reach out. It's okay to ask for help, whether you're talking to a friend, joining a support group, or seeking a more professional guidance. Reaching out is a step forward to healing and rejuvenation. Just in closing, I'd like to give you some thoughts. I want you to know that you are enough, just as you are. Your effort and love matter immensely in the shaping of the lives of your children. Together, let's move forward in a life of connection and fulfillment, embracing both challenges and successes with an open heart that will begin to make you happy and joyful and calm, because those are the steps that you need to take to make your home less chaotic and more calm.